So let's get right into it. How on earth does a company go from being just days away from complete collapse to fundamentally changing a 100-year-old industry? It's an incredible story. Today we're going to break down the wild ride of Tesla, from the absolute brink of failure to becoming a global disruptor.
All right, to really understand Tesla, you've got to go back to its darkest hour. We're talking about the 2008 financial crisis. I mean, the whole world's economy is imploding, and for this tiny startup, it was so much worse. They were just burning through cash, their first car was a complete production nightmare, and the clock, well, it was ticking down to zero, fast.
9 days. Seriously, that's it. By the end of 2008, that was all the runway Tesla had left. The whole dream was about to just, poof, evaporate. This wasn't some minor setback, This was a full-blown existential crisis. I've read that the team was literally counting the hours of cash they had left, knowing that when that timer hit zero, the company was just done, gone.
And here's the kicker. Nobody would have been surprised if they failed. Not a soul. Wall Street, the big automakers in Detroit, even a lot of folks in Silicon Valley kind of saw Tesla as a joke, right? This tiny little startup thinking it could take on these industrial Goliaths. Please. All the smart money was betting on failure, and for a minute there, it looked like they were going to cash in.
So what happened? This is the moment everything changes. It's Christmas Eve, 2008. Both of his big projects, Tesla and SpaceX, are on the verge of total collapse. And Elon Musk just goes all in. He takes every last cent of his personal money from the PayPal deal, we're talking his last $20 million, and splits between them. It was this desperate, you could almost say irrational, bet that somehow, miraculously, saved both companies and really set the stage for everything we see today. But to understand why that bet was even worth making, we gotta rewind. We have to go back to the very beginning. And it's a beginning that, honestly, most people get completely wrong.
So, contrary to what almost everyone thinks, Elon Musk did not found Tesla. Nope. It was actually started back in 2003 by a couple of brilliant engineers, Martin Eberhard and Mark Tarpenning. Musk came into the picture a year later. He led their first big round of funding, the Series A, and became the chairman. It was only during that insane crisis in 2008 that he took over as CEO. And knowing this is so important because it explains why Tesla has this deep engineering-first DNA.
The whole idea behind Tesla was actually super simple, but at the time, totally radical. See, the founders believed the issue with electric cars wasn't that people didn't want them, or even the range. It was a battery problem. Their huge bet was this. What if we took all those little lithium-ion cells that were getting better and cheaper in laptops and just bundled thousands of them together? Could that power a seriously high-performance car? It was a wild idea, and it led directly to their very first car, the Roadster.
Okay, so the Roadster proved an electric car could be cool, right? It was fast, it was sleek. But the car that proved EVs could be flat out better than gasoline cars in pretty much every single way, that was the Model S. This was the one. This was the vehicle that just tore up the rulebook and started over.
And get this, I want you to really think about this for a second. Consumer Reports, the gold standard for honest, unbiased reviews, they gave the Model S a 99 out of 100. They basically broke their own scale. It wasn't just a great electric car, it was one of the best cars they had ever tested. Period. The rest of the auto industry was just stunned, jaws on the floor. And the awards just kept pouring in. Motor Trend's Car of the Year. It was faster in a straight line than a Ferrari. It was so safe that it literally broke the testing equipment at the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. But the real revolution, the thing nobody saw coming, was the software. Imagine this. You go to sleep and you wake up and your car is just better. It has new features, it's faster, all thanks to an over-the-air update. It turned the car from a piece of metal into a living, evolving tech product on wheels.
But here's the thing, a great car wasn't going to be enough, not even close. Tesla's truly genius moves were about solving all the problems around the car. They built a strategic moat, this massive competitive advantage that other companies just couldn't cross for years and years. And their absolute masterstroke? The supercharger network. Think about it. Instead of waiting around for someone else to build charging stations, Tesla just said, fine, we'll do it ourselves. They built their own exclusive, super-fast network. And this wasn't just for convenience. It was a strategy, like Apple's App Store. It created this perfect feedback loop, this flywheel. It got rid of range anxiety, which made the cars way more attractive. More people bought cars, which gave Tesla more money to build, you guessed it, more chargers. It was a brilliant, self-reinforcing cycle.
Okay, So to really grow, to scale up, Tesla needed batteries. Lots and lots of batteries. In fact, they needed more batteries than the entire world was producing at the time. So what do? They make this unbelievably audacious bet. They decided to build their own supply chain from scratch, what we call vertical integration. They built the Gigafactory, and the goal for just that one factory was to produce more batteries than the whole planet had been making just a few years earlier. I mean, the scale of that ambition is just staggering.
And that same level of ambition leads us directly into Tesla's next chapter. The company's future isn't just about cars anymore. It's about even bigger, riskier bets on things like AI and energy. And as you might expect, these bets come with some major controversies.
Maybe the biggest gamble of them all is on full self-driving. Tesla's core belief is that they can solve autonomous driving using just cameras and a really powerful AI, a neural network that learns from the data collected by millions of their cars already on the road. The big question is this a revolutionary breakthrough or a deeply flawed bet? Honestly, it's one of the hottest debates in the entire tech world right now.
So really, this boils down to two totally different philosophies for how you teach a car to drive itself. You've got Tesla's approach, cameras and a ton of real-world data. It's a much cheaper way to do it, and it's easier to scale up. Then you have competitors like Waymo. They use expensive sensors like LiDAR, which is basically laser radar, and super detailed HD maps. Their way is arguably more reliable right now, but it's way more expensive and harder to roll out everywhere. So the race is definitely still on. Now let's talk about the other half of Tesla, the part most people completely forget about, Tesla Energy. And there's this one amazing story that sums it all up. Back in 2017, there was a power crisis in South Australia. So Tesla makes this incredible public bet. They said, we'll build the world's largest battery to fix your grid, and we'll do it in 100 days. If we don't, it's free. Well, they finished it in just 63 days. It worked, it stabilized the grid, and it basically proved the entire business case for giant batteries overnight. Just an incredible moment.
But look, let's be real. This whole journey has been anything but smooth. To get the full picture, you have to talk about the controversies, and there are plenty. The company got a reputation for constantly missing its own crazy production targets. That's where the term production hell came from. There have been serious, ongoing concerns about tough working conditions in the factories and accusations of fighting unionization efforts. On top of that, their full self-driving system is under a microscope with regulators after some very public accidents. And of course, you can't talk about Tesla without talking about the, let's say, divisive public persona of its CEO, which has become a huge part of the story itself.
But when you step back from all the noise and all the controversy, Tesla's ultimate legacy, well, it's already pretty clear. It's not just about the cars they managed to build. It's about the seismic, irreversible shift they forced on the entire 100-year-old auto industry.
And this timeline right here, it tells the whole story. As soon as the Model S proved that you could make an electric car that people actually wanted and that you could make money doing it, the game changed. Every single legacy automaker, these giants that have laughed off EVs for decades, they were forced to pivot, hard. Suddenly you see Volkswagen, GM, Ford, all of them pouring billions and billions into their own EV programs. Why? Because a little startup from California basically gave them no other choice. So that leaves us with one final thought to chew on. What's the ultimate measure of disruption? Is it just your own success, how many cars you sell, or how valuable your company is? Or is it the way you completely change the game, forcing your biggest, oldest competitors to abandon their own playbook and essentially try to become you?